Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. I'm Cameron Songer, joined now by softball head coach Coach Bennett. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Your team is about halfway through the season already. What have been some of the highlights in your mind thus far?
A lot. There's a lot of highlights to talk about. I had to sit down and think about this question just a little bit. We've done a lot of really good things so far, and I think for me right now it's opening with the lead and finishing with the lead and winning the game. I think we've struggled with that in the past. So every single game that we scored in the first or second inning and continued to score and then held that lead even when they kind of bounced back a little bit, I think those are the most proud moments I have right now, because that's what it takes for a winning team to be successful, is to be able to have the lead and hold the lead for the whole game. Back last weekend at the Mid-South Classic, we had two games that were, I think, one-run games or two-run games, and we held the lead from the first inning all the way through, and I'm really proud of those two regional wins against Wingate and Catawba.
Back on February 15th, senior Abby Walters was named NFCA National Player of the Week. She hit .765 and threw a no-hitter. What does that success mean for the team and the program? Well,
anytime you have a national award, I think it's huge for your program, and this is the first one we've ever had. So I'm thrilled about that, and I'm thrilled for Abby because Abby's a great kid. We spent a lot of time in the past talking about Abby. I feel like every week we're still talking about Abby, but Abby's deserving of that talk. She's a deserving of that praise. She's a great teammate. Just for our team, I think that they see what hard work pays off, and they can really watch her do her thing and think, hey, if I work that hard, maybe those results will come for me. But just overall thrilled, she deserved it that week. I mean, she just absolutely crushed the ball. I think every she had was a home run or a double. You throw her no-hitter, I think you're always in the running for that, but she's just a great player, and I could literally spend all day talking about her.
Your team recently pulled off a 10-game winning streak, the longest since 2008 for UNCP softball. How does that success sort of change the preparation maybe in practice?
Well, I think it can help and hurt you at the same time. I think sometimes this team, in 4 years, just to speak about that for a little bit, there's been a huge dynamic of change in all 4 years I've been here. The first year it was just please survive and advance. We only had 14 kids on our team. We didn't have as much competition at practice as I would have liked to. We couldn't even scrimmage. The second year was, brought in the juniors that are juniors now. We're freshmen there, and it was like, hey, college, I don't know how to play in the Peach Belt. I don't know how to play with discipline, and those kids have really grown up, and they're now juniors. And then last year was just finding a way to win and learning how to win and win, more often than not. And we found that in end of March last year and all the way through April, I thought. And we kind of just have built on that success. So this year's team, I think, really just needs to learn how to win and continue to win. And the 10-game winning streak was fun and it was enjoyable, but at practice we got to learn how to get better even when we're winning.
This year, your team has really hit the ball well at the plate, ranking first in batting average and runs in the PBC. What have you liked about your team's approach at the plate?
Well, I think for us, we actually try not to make hitting too complicated. When they come in, we just try to tweak some things that we see that will cause weaknesses in their swing path. And we want to be able to hit all pitches to all parts of the field. And if you watch us play, you'll notice that we hit the ball everywhere. We hit the ball down the line, we hit the ball at the middle, we hit the ball to the left side, we hit the ball to the right side. In the box, I think we're having a lot of success because we're staying calm and we have a plan and we're executing those things. It's all about the girls, having a good mindset and deciding that they're going to be big in the box and that they're going to be a tough out.
Your team enters the weekend 2-2 in Peach Belt Conference play. How's the early portion of the schedule prepared your team for the league gauntlet?
Well, last year we ended up playing the third toughest schedule in the region, just behind North Georgia and I believe Augusta. So, the Peach Belt is where it's at. If we don't play good competition before Peach Belt, I think we would get trounced in the Peach Belt. So we've had a tough schedule. We've tried to grind through it, and I've tried to teach the girls you got to play on Saturday and Sunday. You got to get 4 games in and grind through all 4 games. So we've been trying to play every Saturday and Sunday against what I consider better opponents. I think going to the Mid-South Classic is good. We're going to end up playing Coker and Newberry, and those teams are above 10 wins. So I think just making sure we do our job, do the little things right, and having teams that will expose our weaknesses early is a big help for Peach Belt play.
Your team has just the one senior in Abby Walters, a lot of young players, freshmen, making contributions. Who are some of the young faces that have stood out to you right away?
All of them. My freshmen are fun. I really, really like them. Alex is playing consistently in our lineup. Mallory's pitching game 2 for us right now with Taylor Strickland being out. I think for us, just having those kids come in and compete and pressuring those juniors and seniors for playing time is huge. So I like all of my freshmen, really. You'll notice some more than others sometimes just because they're in the lineup more, but they all deserve to be in there because of their work ethic and their attitude. It's just a matter of someone else doesn't get to do, you have to do your job to stay in the lineup, and everybody else is kind of doing that right now.
We need to take a break here on the Black and Gold Report. We'll stay tuned. We'll be back with more UNCP softball. Back here at LRA Field on the UNCP Sports Black and Gold Report, joined once again by softball coach Brittany Bennett. Coach, we talked about senior Abby Walters, the only senior on this team. There are plenty of other leaders out there, and the chemistry in the dugout. It seems like this team is always having fun out there. Talk about this group a little bit more.
I think it's funny that you say this team's always having fun, because I do bark at them a lot. I want to say this, and I think that this is something I've had to learn as a coach, being a head coach, is that this junior class that I have, and you add Ashley Mason in that class along with Abby Walters, I really have great leadership from them. They, all these kids have played for me for multiple years. They know what I want, and now we're just kind of having fun. Anytime you win, it's fun. There's no doubt about winning is fun. But I am trying to be more relaxed this year. The girls will tell you I'm getting soft. But I'm trying to let this team do their thing. So for me, what I've learned is, as we talked about earlier about teams being different, some teams need to be a little more tight. Some teams need to be a little bit more loose, and then some teams need me just to kind of chill, and this team just needs me to leave them alone. I try really hard not to talk to them too much on game day, because it's their day to do what they do, and we've practiced all this stuff. They know what I expect. So yeah, the dugout atmosphere is fun. Funny story is, if you know our field, we have 2 poles that separate sections of our three sections of our dugout, and I have to constantly tell our girls to move down the dugout because they're so loud and so happy for their teammates that I actually have to tell them when we're on defense to scoot down, because I don't like to have them in my ear, because I'm trying to call pitches and I'm trying to be in the game, and I can't hear what I'm thinking because they're screaming. But yeah, that speaks a lot to them. That really has nothing to do with me. Is we just try to recruit kids that we think are going to mesh together and work hard, and I think everybody on this team is kind of going towards a common goal, and I think it's just fun every day, win or lose.
Team is almost halfway through the season. How has the Braves team performed compared to your expectations, and maybe what are some areas for improvement?
That's a tough one, because I guess I don't really know what to expect. You guys come in and ask me, what do you think? How's the season going to go? And I'm always going to tell you that we got way too much work to do and not enough time to get it done. We come back early in January. We have 3 weeks to get ready. I'm panicking all 3 weeks of the preseason. This team has, so far, they have exceeded where I thought we would be at, but with where we're at, we actually should be better off than where we are. With 2 simple, getting it done with 2 outs in the lineup, we could be anywhere with 2 losses or with our 6. One big play with 2 outs with runners in scoring position, getting through that we hit hard. So I think we're actually we're underachieving where we actually could be, and I think they know that. Just a little bit about them. They're starting to learn how to call timeouts, and they're learning how to not make me come out to the pitching circle and do it on their own and talk about situations. And I think those things are the reasons why we're achieving at a high level right now, but also the things we need to work on, we're doing in practice every day, and we're just still not able to execute them, but we're trying.
This weekend, the Braves are on the road taking on Augusta and Georgia College. What can you tell us about those teams and what the Braves need to do to get a win?
Well, Augusta to me is always tough. They're scrappy and they're tough to beat, especially at their own place. We've struggled going down and playing them at their place. I think in my 4 years, so this will be my 2nd trip back, I think we actually got swept my last time down there. And then you got to turn around and play Georgia College. And I think all my girls know that's where I came from, and I have a huge amount of respect for Coach Grodecki and what Georgia College gave to me. So I think my girls get a little feisty about it, and I try to tell them it was a positive experience. They need to understand I've had a positive experience here, and that's just the way it is. But both those opponents won't go down easy. It's peach belt play. We're the best, one of the best conferences in the country for softball, and no one's just going to be like, hey, here you go. But I think when we show up, I think that when you guys have seen from the video, just being on our, here on game day, is if we just play our game and get a little momentum going, there's kind of no stopping us. So once we do something in the 1st or 2nd inning, I think we have a chance to win any game we play. It's when we wait till the 4th or 5th inning to kind of get going, that's when we're going to struggle. So my goal for the girls when they go down there is just to try to jump on them early and not stop, because I think we play better when we score early. I think always when you score early, it's easier but I think our team does better when we execute early and often.
There's still 6 more home doubleheaders left in the 2017 season. What's your message to Brave Nation about coming out to LRA Field and making it a tough place to play?
Well, first of all, I think we need more stands because we have a lot of people standing, so that's already a good sign. And I just want to say, like, you know, our mission, it doesn't cost anything to come. You know, bring your youth teams, bring your dogs, you know, bring your grandma, bring your grandpa. I think our atmosphere is very positive. It's very family oriented. You know, you can bring your kids, your 2-year-old, your 3-year-old, and you're going to have a good experience. Our girls are probably going to talk to you. I think for Brave Nation, I'm just trying to tell people that, you know, maybe you haven't come to a game in the last 4 years, but this is the year to do it. We've got good weather. You know, it's warmer in March. It's perfect spring weather. We've got a concession stand, get a sausage dog in between. I just want our kids to feel like when they are playing that we support them, and we've got that already, and I still want more because home field advantage is huge in this league.
Coach Brittany Bennett, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having us.
We need to take one more break on the Black and Gold Report, but stay tuned.